Alright, greetings everybody and welcome to another video. It is a tired yet willing to go Umber Rays, and before we get into all the news today, which oh my god! No, okay, alright. Calm down. We knew this was gonna happen. Before we get into today's news, I do want to talk about something that I am interested in doing. I am going to be starting a playthrough soon of a Final Fantasy on the channel. I hope people will watch it. I want to do more Swords of Kambalaria videos. I am, of course, going to keep doing this Wotv stuff until it dies. You know, whenever it happens. And also, I will just, keep looking for new content. But I want to start doing more playthroughs of Final Fantasies and whatnot in different ways. Of course, Rebirth, I have given a good amount of time to let other people play it, and I'm going to be starting my playthrough on that also very, very soon. So yes, and I haven't forgotten about Final Fantasy X Randomizer. I've just been taking a long break from it because Unalesca is not something I'm looking forward to. Just not. I'm just not. Okay, so let's get into it. And starting with the big news, I've been waiting for this for what feels like forever. Here she is, finally, like since what, year 2? Year 3? Been a while. Light Veritas is finally here. Of course, not in her complete full form yet. That will not be coming until later. Like all the Veritases, they will be getting upgrades over a certain period of time. And I do believe that we already know that this one is PvP. So this is just going to be like Fire Veritas, which honestly, Fire Veritas was one of the better, cleaner, easier ones to actually get and max. So yeah, back to skipping matchups as quickety as I canity. But looking at here, we can see the Spellblade as well as Xmas Wrath's sub-job, which is interesting to say the least. Also, God, that artwork is so cool. All right, then let's talk about this because she is already looking to be quite interesting. We do have a continuous effect ability, which I do like these a lot. So continuous use 1 increases attack resistance penetration rate for within range of around 3 turns, decreases light attribute resistance for targets within range for 3 turns, then deals magic-based damage large, and has a chance of gradually reducing HP for 3 turns with a poison effect, which is kind of interesting. Light hasn't particularly, I feel like, had much in the way of status effects, and kind of interesting that that's the status effect that they've gone with. Like, it's not, I guess, super surprising, because Light Veritas is kind of a sadist, but I don't know. It's interesting to say the least that poison is what she's got, and it could be pretty nice for countering some opponents. Now, the secondary ability is also pretty interesting. Removes all debuffs, and also removes darkness, don't move, and berserk. So kind of an interesting sort of healing ability. It's interesting to say the least to give a debuff effect. It's not healing, so we don't have to worry about any like extra equipment or anything like that. Darkness, don't move, and berserk aren't the biggest concerns, but who knows, this might be a future thing rather than a immediately necessary thing. Either way, pretty cool to say the least. Next up, our other ability that we are getting a preview of. We'd only get the preview of 2 because we're not, Limit Burst will show up later. 4 turns grants an effect of reducing damage taken by allies within range centered around self. For wider the attack, also grants an effect of reducing magic damage taken, and grants an effect of automatically recovering HP when incapacitated once, when the user becomes incapacitated, and grants the effect of reducing the target's which one is that? Super far down. Ranged attack resistance for 3 turns before attacking. So yeah, interesting to say the least. Nice little buff ability that gives some aura, some support-based skills. So if we're taking a look here at what kind of unit we have. It seems like we have mostly an offensive character. Like both of her abilities are damaging abilities. One is an AoE, and the second ability is a support skill. Or I guess the way I'm trying to get around saying this in a correct way is that it's interesting that both of these have support-based effects, healing effects, as well as some damage power-up effects too. And that could be just good enough. Like, it's, again, a little hard to evaluate with seeing the full kit, but I'm pretty much loving the direction that they were taking this character, and both the battle model as well as the artwork just looks top-notch. I'm just going to say it. It's fantastic. As for Master ability here, so we're looking at the usual stuff plus debuff resistance of 15 and range attack, no, sorry, it's AoE resistance, right? Penetration. Either my brain just died right in the middle of that. Basically, attack resistance penetration for ranged attacks, which is good. That's essentially what her main damage type is. So yeah, I'm for pro on this character as well. Like with all the Veritises, whatever, you just play the game, earn them, and yeah, this is one I've been waiting for since the start. So finally, Light and Water, I'm done. I don't need to worry so much anymore. Although I'm definitely super excited still for Dark Veritas too. Woof. All right, my brain is back. Let's talk about the other thing this week, which is the Vision card. And Vision card this time around, definitely going to be supporting our new character of Exia. This VC works for great swords, axes, staffs, including obviously the mentor, or basically Exia's group right now, as well as gloves too. And that's kind of what I was hoping for. I was hoping for one that would kind of pair these two together, because that's what the story's kind of been trying to do. So yeah, cool. Neat. Taking a look at the limited party ability, increases speed. That's right, it's going to be an 18% agility VC, holo VC, which are almost always top tier, always in the consideration. But it gets even better because it's magic attack resistance penetration rate, which is something that Sadali has needed more of, and Ekta is already pretty strong, but if her damage is shored up even more right now, that's looking absolutely great for her. We're also getting, for the VC maxed up, max HP up, as well as for duels only, we're getting Spirit, and Spirit is probably the least interesting thing. But all in all, this VC looks absolutely great. I'm really loving the direction this is, because it's supporting these two characters. It's offensive in the best ways possible. And yeah, I mean, even some interesting properties of potentially throwing a great sword unit in there or two. Would be nice if there was guns so we could throw a Light Veritas, but I don't know, maybe I'm just being too greedy at this point. Also, magical power up for the unit that has this equipped, as well as accuracy, which is pretty nice. And going into Vision card mastery for duels only, water attribute attack up by 2 and defense up by 1. So yeah, this VC looks great. I'm pretty happy with both the new character that is showing up in Light Veritas, once again, going to be gotten through duels, and this new VC also looks like a really great one, permanent one, so not a super big need to try for it, but it would be great to get early if you already have Sadali, Exia, or both. Alright, moving on, talking about some other stuff. Ice Veritas will be getting one of his new upgrades. Should be actually pretty much the last one for him. And cool, I mean, at this point where I am on JP, I'm getting very close to finishing him up too. So that's just going to be really nice, and we'll have a preview of his Limit Burst once it's out. Next up, Reliquaries upgrades for two of probably the best ones in the entire game. Two of my favorites, Glove as well as Armor. Really insanely good pieces of equipment. And yeah, I mean, taking a look at this, the armor has been one of the most consistently used across multiple battlefields, multiple characters. So this thing getting any kind of upgrade is just going to be better. As for the gloves, yeah, gloves too, I'm going to be really curious to see how good this is and how punishing the actual matches are. As for other news, we do have a little bit of news about an event right here. As you can see, we get a little bit of bonuses, and the Overkill Festival is being held. Deal high damage for Overkill for super great rewards. So, that's looking all generally nice for people who are wanting that. And this time around, enemy attribute and weaknesses. Attribute will be fire, and weakness will be magic. So, guess water magic? Super favoring Exia, I guess, as well as water, just magical based characters. Been lots of good ones of those lately. Those should be fine. And then tomorrow is part 2 of Phantom Day War thing, where basically, you get some extra rewards for logging in that day, as well as completing some really easy daily missions, free temple, nothing to really shake a stick at, although always want just the best stuff. And to conclude this video, I do want to talk just a little bit about that. The general consensus at this point, taking a look at the actual selected ticket, this doesn't seem like it's going to be updated anytime soon. And as such, by that point in time, it's kind of hard to believe that these characters will be top tier, given that we are going over an anniversary. So most JP players have kind of just landed on the idea that it is overall better to go for the selected tickets for shards if there's a character that you're specifically needing it for, or more likely actually choosing a vision card, where the vision card selection is generally better. And given how hard it is to get holo vision cards, sometimes it feels like, this also is just better for selecting a holo vision card that you actually want. And then, just considering too that 90 cost espers, there's a lot of them on this one to choose from, or at worst, the new CG Esper, few of them on there too. So yeah, that seems to be the general consensus that most players, including myself, are moving right now. So yeah, between Light Veritas, some events, and Phantom War Day, should be enough stuff to keep us busy till the end of September, where we finally get in the spooky month. Spooky it shall be. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. See you later.